in the class. But sweet.
Yeah, it's sacrilege. Probably. Go up a half a step.
Oh God, I hope that thing isn't on. I said it on. Well, here we go. You guys will find the tempo. I'm just a piano player.
What song first?
Equinox.
So when I'm playing music, we're going to have fun, because that's why we're here. Yeah. And I definitely gravitate towards people that think that way. And the most fun I have is when I'm sitting around playing music, usually jazz, with people that are relaxed in their game, unconcerned with details that are not the details that I care about. I can't explain all of them, but a lot of the music world gets caught up in, what does somebody think of us? How should we dress? What time should we show up? How many rehearsals do we need for these songs? And some musicians just want to show up and have a good time, and it's all going to work out. And
like a framework about how you got into music, where you were born, just a real quick thumbnail about you as a person.
Well, born in San Diego, but all I remember is eucalyptus trees and Torrey pines and a couple of snapshots like that. And when I was 4, my parents went to Spain to teach for the Department of Defense schools. Mostly my parents were both musicians and music educators. So my dad was a reed player that could play any instrument, could pick up an instrument and 2 weeks later start a band playing that instrument. Partly, well, I think he just had a huge aptitude and a big heart and big ears for music, and that made a big impression on me. And I remember his first lesson was taking a soda straw and crimping it and then snipping the edge corners so that it could blow like a reed, and took a pair of scissors and, what do you think's going to happen when I cut it in half? And he was hauling something up exactly an octave. And that really got my attention. And the next thing he did proved that he'd done this a few times. He took another one, clipped it the same way, and then with his pair of scissors played a scale, darn close to a perfect scale. Ding, 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 ding. And
so he started teaching you in that way?
This is like a 6-year-old Brian getting this lesson from my dad. So nowadays I would think of that just because of him. And my mom is an accomplished organist and piano player, and so my dad would direct the choir, my mom would play the organ, and I was just thrilled.
So this was mostly in Spain?
This is all,
yeah. How long were you there?
I was there for 14 years until age 18, and then I came to Spokane to go to school.
What was your first instrument, your primary instrument?
I'm sorry that my first instrument is not my current instrument, because that instrument is the best instrument that was ever made, and that was violin. But I was at that age, and my parents were young at raising kids. Even though they're musicians and teachers, they should have known how bad that was going to be. But and they couldn't take it. And so they quickly went to flute because you play a note on the flute and then you just push down the right keys and get a semblance of the right shape of your embouchure, and here comes the note. That wasn't going to last. So then it was flute, then it was piano, and then I showed interest in trombone. And that turned into a baritone horn first because that was the one that we could get our hands on, which has a beautiful tone. I enjoyed that a lot too. And then trombone. And I love that. I still love that. I still think in trombones.